Good morning, everybody, and welcome to the St. Mark's Kids Chat. Today in Sunday school, you guys are going to learn about three friends of Daniel that have three really interesting names. Are you ready for them? Mm-hmm. Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego. Can you say that?
Shadrach,
Meshach, and Abednego. Interesting names, right? So these three men, they were amazing. They loved God. And guess what? They were under the rule of a king called King Nebuchadnezzar. Can you say that with me? Nebuchadnezzar. Yeah, it's kind of, everybody's got a funny name today. So King Nebuchadnezzar, he built a giant statue. I'm going to pretend that this is like a giant 10-story high statue, okay? It was all made of gold. We're just going to pretend that. And guess what? Can you hold that for me for a minute? Guess what he said? He was forcing everybody in the kingdom. He said that every time you hear music, every time you hear that, you would have to bow down to this idol or this statue that was 10 stories high. So our house is only 2 stories high. So can you imagine how big that statue must have been?
That's 5 times the size of our house.
It is 5 times the size of our house. It's really, really big. A giant, giant statue. And so every time that everybody around heard the music, they were supposed to bow down and worship this idol. But guess what? Those guys with the other 3 funny names, Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego, they refused to do it because they loved God. Because if people who love God, do they worship idols?
No.
They don't. But guess what? The punishment for not bowing down to this idol was to be thrown into a fiery furnace. So, but you know what? So King Nebuchadnezzar brought them over and said, "Why aren't you worshiping, my giant statue?" And they said, "Because we love our God. We're not going to do that." So guess what he did? He threw all 3 of them into a fiery furnace. But he turned it up 7 times hotter than normal. So it was super, 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 super hot when they got thrown in there. So, but guess what? They were saved by God from that fiery furnace. So let's do a little demonstration of what happened here. Come on down here. So, come on over here, Max. Step forward a little bit. So, what happened is that we're going to pretend real quick that this little piece of money right here is Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego, okay? So, they were thrown into a fiery furnace, right? So, let me ask you something. If I were to take this money and I were to attach it to this fire, do you think that it would catch fire and incinerate? Mm-hmm. Yeah, it probably would, right? But guess what happened? So God saved them and protected them. So what I did is in this cup right here, I have a $1 bill. And in half of this solution, we have water, 50% water, and then we have half, the rest of it is alcohol. So it's half water, half alcohol. So what happened is they were in that furnace, and guess what happened? There was a 4th person who was seen in that fire. So that 4th person was, they don't know if it was Jesus or if it was an angel of some sort, but we just know that God sent someone to save them. So watch what's going to happen. So I soaked this in this little solution, and we want to pretend that this little solution is God's helper, okay? So the person who went and saved them. So I'm going to light this on fire, and you can see that it catches fire, right? There's a little bit of a flame there, but did the bill burn? It just went out. Wow, let's do that again. I'm going to soak it again, okay? And then I'm going to pull it out, and then I'm going to try it again. Whoa, it is on fire, right?
But it's not doing nothing.
But it went out. So God protected Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego from a burning fiery furnace, right? And guess what? King Nebuchadnezzar, when he saw that, he said, wow. Whoever, he said, praise be to the God of Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego, who sent his angel to rescue his servant. They trusted in him, and they were willing to give up their lives, right? They were like, sorry, everybody. They knew that they would be thrown into this fiery furnace, right? But they said, I don't care. I'm not going to bow down to this idol because I love my God, the one true God, okay? Mm-hmm. And so they were willing to serve God and worship God with their own lives. And King Nebuchadnezzar realized that no other God could save this way. So he was just blown away. And so he said, everybody now needs to worship the one true God. Pretty amazing, right? Mm-hmm. All right, so I want to make sure that you guys this week are remembering that we only have one God in our life, right?
One.
Only one.
Single.
And he is a protector, and he saves us, right? Mm-hmm. So, and he will keep us from this fiery furnace. And we can know that we can be trusting in him to keep us safe, all right? All right, everybody, have a great week. Bye-bye. Bye.